Hey guys, before we go any further, I want to tell you about one of my favorite marketing podcasts. I think you're really going to enjoy. Believe it or not, it's a fun and funny podcast about email marketing. That's what it's called, the Email Marketing Show. They recently did an amazing episode called 6 Lies Your Email Marketing Platform is Telling You, which I love because these guys are so genuine and real in their opinions about what is working and what does not in the email marketing world today. You should definitely check it out. You can go find them in your podcast player of choice as the Email Marketing Show, or go to their website at emailmarketingheroes.com.
Time and place is everything, especially in marketing. But today there are millions of messages per minute and not enough hours in the day. How do you catch your target audience's attention? One word, LinkedIn. LinkedIn can help you speak to the right people at the right time. LinkedIn has become #1 in B2B advertising in the US. With LinkedIn, you can stand out against your competitors, nurturing customer relationships and growing your brand. LinkedIn delivers you quantity and quality. Its targeting tools allow you to reach precise audiences down to their job title, company name, location, and more, which means your ads are being seen by those who matter most. Scale your marketing and grow your business with LinkedIn advertising. As a thank you to their customers for helping them grow 3 times faster than their competition, LinkedIn is offering a $100 credit on your next campaign. To get this credit, go to linkedin.com/MPN to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/MPN.
Welcome to Digital Marketing Dive, a podcast where we explore the depths of online marketing. I'm your co-host, Olivia.
And I'm Seth.
And together, we'll be talking with marketing industry vets and giving you our own takes on everything happening in this space. So, let's dive in.
Hey everyone, we're back. It's been a minute to say the least. Today, I am thrilled to introduce Olivia Sisinni, who is going to be my co-host for Season 3 of Digital Marketing Dive. In addition to being my co-host here on DMD, Olivia is my designer extraordinaire over at Goldstein Media, and she's extremely talented. And I am biased, but she's awesome. So, hey, Olivia, how's it going?
Hey, Seth. It's so nice to be here, and you are too kind.
I wanted to introduce Olivia to the masses, all 3 of them that listen to our show. No, I'm joking. I want to introduce Olivia to all you guys because Olivia is going to be the co-host, as I said before. And there's a lot to Olivia. Not only is she a designer, a graphic designer, a web designer, she co-owns a family print shop in Queens. So if you ever need any print stuff done, she's extremely talented over there too. And she's a rocker. So Olivia, how's it
Don't know
going?
if I would go that far. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Thank you for that lovely intro, Seth.
So anyhow, my plan for today is I want to talk a little bit about Olivia, and so you get to know her because everyone's known me, knows how nuts I am. 3 seasons of me, I think they're sick of me. They're like, bring Olivia in. Bye, Seth. See you later. But Olivia, tell us a little bit about you. Where do you come from, and what's your background?
Yeah, sure. So I am a Philadelphia-based designer. I focus primarily in web design, but yeah, like you said, I also work in print design and graphic design. So I'm lucky to kind of have a couple of toes in a bunch of different areas.
That's awesome.
I actually come from a business background. My degree was in music business. So I am
Ooh,
kind of working in a different sector than what I went to school for. But I got my start doing music blogs, and I needed to figure out how to make a website in order to run that music blog. And someone saw it, asked me if I could make a site for them, and that kept happening. It just kept happening
isn't it
over and
amazing
over
how that
again.
happens?
Yeah, and it spiraled out and it became a career.
And then I met Olivia through an awesome co-working space in Philadelphia that was turned online by the COVID-19 pandemic. I needed a designer, and Olivia's like, I can help. And yeah, she can help. She's freaking fantastic. So you're originally from Long Island, right?
That's true. From Long Island. Grew up there and then went to school in scenic New York City.
Scenic New York City. I was wondering where you're going to go with scenic. So what was it like going to school in New York City? Because I went to
Oh,
school in
it
like
was
Newark, Delaware, which is like, eh.
yeah, it was great. I did 1 year up at University of Albany, which is all the way upstate New York. It
Mm.
was not near a ton of things, so I knew I kind of wanted to get out of that scene, and I wanted to be in a city. And I figured, why not be in the city? So
Yeah, I was just about
I
to say you picked
went
the
over.
city,
Yeah, it was a great experience. There's always something to do. I love the school that I went to. It was a great opportunity.
and so you got out, you started music blogging and building websites, and what brought you to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection?
Oh, I didn't know it had that full title.
It
Did
does
you
because
just
they
make that
had
up?
it. No, I didn't make it up. I'm not that smart.
You're selling yourself short, Seth.
Oh, shucks. No, but it's actually called City of Brotherly Love and Sisterly Affection.
Yeah, so I got to Philadelphia because, I finished up school. I went back home to Long Island for about a year and knew that I wanted to kind of move out of my parents' place. Still wanted to be in
Mhm.
a city, so it was kind of I was deciding between Philadelphia and Boston because they were close enough to
Hmm.
drive to from my parents' place, but far enough away that if they needed a cup of sugar, they maybe wouldn't think of me first. So I
Well,
was looking
I
at
would say
those
that's
2
a little far
locations.
for that's a little far for a cup of sugar, but, like, to get home, to see your folks
Yeah,
every once in a while.
exactly. So still like having that proximity to family and friends. And just things started to apparate for me in Philly first. It is a little bit closer than Boston as well.
A little bit.
And yeah, it's been a great
We
it's been
won!
a
We
great city.
won! We won Olivia.
Yeah, it's funny. Right before we moved, the Eagles had won the Super Bowl. So it was back
Oh,
in
you just missed it.
2018. And, well, I took it as a good sign. It was like, oh, the city is kind
Mm.
of, it just won the Super Bowl. Everybody's excited. Maybe this
And
was
now we're
the
just bitter
the right
again.
move. Yeah.
And now we're back to being our normal bitter Philadelphia self. So, but Philadelphia's a fun town. I grew up here around Philadelphia my whole life. Love New York. My dad, lived outside of New York my whole life, so I used to go to New York all the time. I do love New York. I do call the city. When I say the city, I mean Philadelphia because I'm Philadelphia centric. But Olivia and I have come to fisticuffs almost about what the city entails. And most people would say the city is New York, unless they're in Los Angeles, and then maybe it's a little different. But they're all the way across the United States so that they can have their own opinion. But there is a little bit of a younger brother, older sibling rivalry going between New York and Philly, and Boston some too.
I
So
know there's always like a think piece that's being published that says,
there
oh,
is.
Philadelphia it could be considered the sixth borough, and it's always written by somebody in New York, and
It's
everybody in
so
Philly is really
obnoxious.
upset about that. They do not want to be associated with New York at all.
We're not the sixth borough. So let's wrap this show up. Olivia, what are people going to expect from you this season?
No
Not,
pressure. What are they going to be able to expect from me? I think what people can expect is a designer's point of view when it comes to marketing. There is so much of design. I mean, when you think about design, good design is good communication. And because of that, it falls right into marketing. If you are designing a website without any sort of marketing framework, you're missing out on an opportunity. There's so much that goes into these two disciplines, or there's so much crossover between these two disciplines. So it's nice to have someone with a knowledge base of design to bring into the
Mhm.
marketing space.
That'll wrap it up for this episode. We'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
Hey, that's it for today's episode of Digital Marketing Dive. Our show was edited and produced by Seth Goldstein, with a little help from me, Olivia Sisinni. We are so thrilled to be part of the MPN podcasting family. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast wherever you're currently listening to this podcast. And if you like what you heard, drop us a review. It really helps us a lot. Until next time.
This podcast is coming to you on MPN, the Marketing Podcast Network. There's another show on MPM you might enjoy as well. I'm Gordon Glenister, and I'm the host of Influence, the global podcast that shines a spotlight on the influencer marketing industry. And each episode we talk to brand managers, agency strategists, influencer platforms, industry thought leaders, and the influencers themselves about the latest trends and stories affecting the influencer marketing industry. And their stories will certainly inspire you. So just hop over to gordonglenister.com or search for Influence, the global podcast, wherever you normally get your podcast from.
This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.